Hello everyone, welcome back to the Let's Play Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Off screen I didn't do much apart from clearing out some map locations, going and getting a few of the stuff that I need. Mostly just, what I'm looking for here. Orichalcum, clearing out map parts, that's about it honestly. Got some pretty good armor pieces though. But I was able to collect enough of the armor pieces to actually make my favorite design for Kassandra, so I like it. So we're out of the DLC looking stuff. Let's see here. I need to go which way? That way. So I'm mostly how do I put it? I'll just show the map, I guess. You can see most of the places I've been to. Some of the islands I haven't been able to get to yet because due to level, but I was able to get Corinthia done though, which is nice. Oop. God damn it! But I think I did pretty good off screen. I was able to upgrade the boat a few times too. My main problem exploring was I would go exploring, go to an area, kill someone, and it'd pop up cultist clue found. Like, I can't show that now. I can't do that now. So I have to reload. It's really annoying. But I did decide that I'm not going to show the ruins to get the ancient knowledges, just because 9 times out of 10 they're boring, and it's gonna be boring watching me go through it. So just said screw it. You. Hold on a second. No, it wasn't him.
Thank you.
There's a merchant somewhere you can buy a cultist clue, but not really sure where it's at. I don't think it's in Athens.
You must be the one Pericles sent.
I am. He said there was an ostracism vote, but didn't tell me what I'm here to do.
Of course he didn't. That's what I'm for.
If someone is exiled, can they return?
If they do, they'll be punished.
What does someone have to do to be ostracized?
Anyone seen as a threat to the city or the people is enough. And then it is up to the vote. Some have been ostracized for simply being more disliked than the person they're up against.
What's my role in this?
The votes have already been cast. We don't have long before they're counted. Take the ostraka in this bag and exchange them with the ones currently under guard.
You want me to rig the ostracism?
Pericles does. And he has his reasons, I'm sure. Bring me the bag you took from the room and I'll take care of the rest.
No one will see me go in or out. Stay here.
We'll see about that. That way. Actually, kind of curious if I will pull this off without being seen. I've been having issues being stealthy lately. Get out of there. Alright, so what do we have? Oh boy. Alright, it's gonna be fun. Of course it's downstairs. Alright, oop. about to go in from over here, aren't I? Is there a way through over here? Looks like there might be. Alright, which way are you facing? Shit. Oh boy. Alright, alright. Alright, there's one up here I need to do too. Alright, got that one. Alright, there is a door over here. Is there a secret way in? Not that I can see. Ah, lovely! The main problem is that 26 on the left. Oop, got stuck on the camera. Got that. There we go. Both ways in that way. Trying to get his attention. Legit does not give a fuck. Lovely. Okay. I think I know how I can get in there. It's gonna be tricky. But I need to get these two out of the way. Ooh. Okay. Get rid of you! Which way are you facing? Towards me. Oh, God, Kassandra. You're killing me here. Come on. Climb the wall. Alright, fine. Don't climb the wall. Go around the wall, I guess. Ooh. Come up this. You I need to get rid of. If I can get rid of that other yellow, that'd be useful too. There's no point in me doing this stealthily. I just want to do it stealthily. clear. Right there. Okay. Oh, what? You. Screw an apple. Okay. Oh no, don't come back in here. Whore! I was getting in position.
Hey, did you hear? Sounds like we'll be getting a new commander. I'm going to enjoy this!
Fuck. No one knows.
That should do it. I should let Pericles' contact know.
Well, what I was thinking of doing was just sneaking around. If I was quick enough and stealthy enough, I could actually get past them. But, I saw a moment. I thought maybe if I, you know, stealth assassin those two, I could probably do it. But unfortunately, the rush assassination animation took too long and alerted the other dude. Fortunately, no one saw me. As far as I know. That sucked. Kind of wish there was like a window or something I could have snuck into that bottom level in with.
It's done.
You work quickly.
What are you going to do with them?
Dump them in a well. Ah, it looks like the official has arrived.
I apologize for the delay. There was evidence someone attempted to tamper with the votes. Don't worry. The Ostraka are all accounted for. The votes were counted, and Alexios is to be ostracized.
Be slow to fall into friendship, but once you do, continue firm and constant. It will be more difficult for me now that Anaxagoras must leave Athens. We were quite close, although he and Pericles were much closer. It's strange, Pericles wasn't here today to defend him.
Who are you?
Ask anyone and they'll tell you Socrates. But a name gives you nothing. Our actions determine who we are, and every action has its pleasures and its price. With that said, then, who do you claim to be?
I know the price of actions. I have to as a mercenary.
That simple piece of information tells me more about you than your name ever could. Explaining oneself must be carefully done.
Explaining myself would take more time than I have.
Then let us focus on a single recent event. Tell me, as a mercenary, is there anything you wouldn't do?
Just because I'm a mercenary doesn't mean I'll do anything.
Even if the pay was more than adequate for the task?
Even then.
What if you were offered something you desperately needed, something you couldn't get anywhere else? Would you move this line you've made for yourself?
My line has moved countless times since I was a child. But it still exists.
And will likely move again if what you say is true.
It may.
You are clearly someone who would do whatever you feel is necessary. Perhaps for drachmi, or maybe to further a personal goal.
That describes a lot of people.
I suppose I'm curious why you did it. How could I not be when you're the reason my friend is being forced to leave the only home he's ever known?
I did what I was asked to do.
And your needs are greater than those of the man you helped ostracize. Still, you raise a fine point. Who is more responsible? Anaxagoras for getting himself mixed up in this? Or you, for simply sealing his fate?
I'm not responsible for his actions. I have one thing to think about, my own.
Then I hope you also think about today. About Anaxagoras, about choice.
Socrates, there you are.
Here I am.
You're late. They're all waiting for you.
I wish to see Anaxagoras' fate, and so I have. Tell them I'm on my way. Well, it seemed our conversation is at its end. Although I hope it isn't the final one we have.
I wouldn't know.
Ah,
Is everything
Socrates.
the case wanted? I'm done.
Alright, I'm getting rid of that. I'm assuming if I got it perfectly without being seen, I could have avoided getting that
Find
bounty.
out what these Athenians know about my mother.
Alright, let's go. But, ironically enough, actually, now that I'm looking at that bowl, that, philosophical debate that Socrates mentioned actually is a heavily debated, philosophical concept. A story that ties with him. We'll talk about that a little bit. Let's see here. How did the story go? A princess is engaged to be married. Political marriage. She doesn't want to get married, so she runs away because she's in love with someone else. While running away, she runs into a bullpen and gets trampled by a bull. The question is, who's at fault? Is it the king for forcing her into a marriage that she didn't want? The boyfriend, the person she loved for pushing her into that direction? Her for running into the pen, or the bull? So who's responsible for the princess's death? It's an interesting philosophical debate. Bear in mind that is a very gross oversimplification of it, but that's kind of it. I believe I actually touched on this concept before in a different Let's Play. The concept is brought up in Silent Hill Shattered Memories, where it's directly addressed during one of the many therapy sessions your character has. The real answer is they're all at fault. And if that was an option I could have picked, I would have picked that for Kassandra. Both Kassandra and the dude is responsible for the problem, as well as Pericles.
Kassandra, it's you!
Phoebe,
You promised we'd see each other again, and now we have.
I also said stay out of trouble.
Which I have. Okay, almost out of trouble.
How did you even get here, Phoebe?
Well, I did make some drachmi working for Marcos.
So you paid someone to bring you to Athens?
Not exactly.
Phoebe...
I needed a drachmi for when I arrived. I couldn't use it all to leave, and I didn't want to wait any longer. So I sneaked on a ship. Don't worry, nobody saw.
I just can't believe you made it.
I don't remember much of Athens from when I was a baby. But every once in a while, something feels familiar. It's nice.
I can't believe you're here.
Me either. I can't believe we both made it to Athens. It's so much different from Kefalonia.
But what are you doing here?
I'm here to get you ready. I have to make sure you leave all your weapons and change into these clothes.
So you somehow work here. For Pericles?
No, for Aspasia.
How is it you're working for Aspasia?
Well, I did get into a little bit of trouble after I got to Athens. I may have been a leader of a small group of orphans that tried to cheat Aspasia. We didn't know it was her, though.
And you convinced her to hire you?
No, she asked me on her own.
That was lucky. I think I'm ready to go in.
You can't. Not like that, anyway. The Athenians like it best when you try to fit in. But don't worry, I have just the outfit for you.
I'll get changed. Promise you'll take care of my things?
Yep. Leave your weapons in the corner, and I'll come back when you're done.
I feel uncomfortable in this.
Now you look like everyone else.
You say that like it's a good thing.
It is. If you want them to take you seriously, this is the easiest way. Trust me.
Is that everything?
You're all ready to go in. Don't worry. You've done scarier things than this.
I'm struggling to think of any right now. Are you sure I can't keep just one weapon with me?
No weapons. Now hurry and go in. Oh, and don't leave without saying bye.
All right, time for a party. Hello.
Here, Kassandra. The mighty mercenary and traveler has finally made her grand entrance. Only slightly late, too.
Herodotos! Athenians have no problem letting me know when I'm not welcome. It's a relief to see your friendly face.
Don't let the company here tonight intimidate you.
I won't.
Pericles is no king. He needs these guests to love him so that the people love him. And they, in turn, need Pericles. You're no different from any of them.
Do you really think these people will help me?
They will if you get them to trust you. And you've wisely dressed for the occasion. Appearing trustworthy is the most important part of being trusted, after all. Now then, come, let me introduce you to everyone. They may not look it, but this group holds the way to the future on the tip of their opinionated tongues. Ah, Sophocles and Euripides, for example. Two of the most celebrated playwrights to date. No one can throw stones as far as they can. They appear to be locked in some kind of intellectual struggle, as is their way.
He's a writer of comedies, of all things. Comedies, Euripides.
I've heard of Sophocles. In my line of work, it pays to know who the richest and most famous men are.
Hermippos has also written his fair share of comedies. You should drink more. Lately, his attitudes have garnered him more notice than his works. However, the fellow beside him, Protagoras, is a sophist worthy of as much praise as the great Socrates himself.
Inviting Socrates seems like a good way to ruin everyone's night. I'm surprised they would let him in the door.
Oh, don't let Socrates get under your skin. At least he wore shoes for the occasion. And the poor thing gesticulating like an ape is Thrasymachos. If you listen closely, you'll notice he and Socrates are actually arguing the same points. But the wind from his wild gestures deafens him to critique.
That isn't at all what I mean.
Where is Pericles?
Oh, he never attends his own parties. Which reminds me, there's something I need to get his help with.
Vile Socrates, always appearing where I least expect him. Warrior, protect me from his amorous gaze. Oh, Alcibiades, this is not a time for jealousy, but for love.
let's not use Alcibiades as an example. Be good and don't drink too much. So, tell me, what does a Mystios like you think of a party like this?
This is going to be a long night. Party should be about vomiting up blood, not vomiting up poetry. These people are so clean.
If these guests aren't to your own unique tastes, then just focus on why you came here in the first place.
Thank you, Herodotus.
Now, if you'll excuse me, Pericles is here somewhere, and I need to prepare him. If he's alone, I'll tell him what your brother said.
Agreed. Pericles needs to know. I'll stay here and look for clues.
I hope they know something about your mother.
Me too.
While it is interesting to see While it is interesting to see Socrates, I really wish that they included a different Greek philosopher. Although, technically he won't be around for another couple decades, I believe. His name is Diogenes. Diogenes is actually a very interesting philosophical person, in the fact that basically he is the exact opposite of what you'd expect a philosopher to be. I'm gonna go through it quickly because he's really fascinating. I think you guys might get a kick out of it. If you just want to skip, just when I leave this menu, go to that point. So, Diogenes was a philosopher who basically didn't own anything because he believed that it wasn't. What's the word I'm looking for here? That basically physical possessions were pointless. You should have no reason to own anything, because eventually it's all just going to go away anyway. So he lived in that type of mindset. He had no home. His only home was a barrel. And even then, sometimes he didn't even get home to his barrel. Sometimes he would just fall asleep in the middle of the road. He would just urinate and defecate everywhere. He only wore rags because of people basically, throwing him in jail for being naked. But even then, he didn't care. He'd just, flop it out and go to the bathroom wherever the hell he wanted. He would eat anything that was thrown on the ground, or anything that he could get his hands on, because he didn't care. He did own one object for a while, and it was a bowl, which he would use to drink up water, or pick up water and drink out of, or soup and eat out of that. Until one day he saw a kid cupping his hands together to drink. It's like, why do I need this? I can just do that. And threw his bowl on the ground. Now, the reason why I mentioned that is because there are a lot of art based around that moment. Like, it's a big, dramatic moment when it's literally just him throwing away a bowl. But, the interesting thing about Diogenes was there was a philosopher, I think it was Plato. I can't remember exactly who it was. But he likened humankind to a featherless, bipedal bird. And Diogenes heard about this and basically made it his life's mission to torment this guy whenever he had the chance to. So what he did is he went in the middle of his lecture with a chicken that he had plucked all its feathers off of, and in the mid-sentence just held up the chicken and goes, "Behold a human." And it just embarrassed the fuck out of the dude. He did that all the time to this poor philosopher. There's another story where I think it was Alexander the Great that came to his barrel, and this one's up to debate. But basically, he heard about Diogenes and wanted to meet the famous philosopher. He met the dude and said, basically Diogenes just told him to leave because he was just standing in the sunlight because he was trying to rest, and took Alexander aback by that because no one dares ever talk to him that way because he's Alexander the Great. And so Alexander's like, do you know who I am? No man has ever spoken to me in such a way as lived. And he just said it again, didn't care. It's absolutely hilarious. And Alexander actually respected the man for doing this. I believe also when he said that when he was killed, he wanted to be thrown outside of the walls of the city and just be left to the animals. No one wanted to do it because it was desecration of the body to do that. So he's like, fine, give me a stick. I don't care. Basically, look up Diogenes. He's amazing. All right, let's get back to this. Hello.
Yes, you come and talk to this infuriating air-blooded. I've had my fill. Perhaps later.
Not the quest I was looking for. I want to drink up.
You're called again.
Here we are.